You have had your dog for years. You feed them every day. You walk them. You let them on the furniture. You buy them things. By every visible measure, you are a good owner. But what if there is something your dog has been quietly waiting for, something that costs nothing, takes almost no time, and yet has never once been given to them? Something so simple that when you hear it, your first thought will be that it cannot possibly matter that much. It does. And the 5 things on this list, especially the last one, are the ones that separate owners who have a dog from owners whose dog has genuinely chosen them. Stay until the end. Because number 5 is the one nobody ever talks about. The one that will make you put your phone down tonight and do something you have never done intentionally in all the years you have had your dog. Think about the last time you petted your dog. Where did your hands go? The top of the head, probably. Maybe a quick scratch behind the ear. A few strokes down the back. It felt like affection. It looked like affection. But here is the uncomfortable truth. For most dogs, that kind of contact is simply something they tolerate. And tolerating is not the same as melting. There is an enormous difference between a dog who sits still while you pet them and a dog who genuinely surrenders to your touch, and if you have never experienced the second one, you may not even know what you are missing. The science tells a specific story about this. Dogs have zones on their bodies where slow, gentle contact activates the deepest relaxation response. The base of the ears. The chest just below the collar. The sides of the neck. The area at the very base of the tail where the back ends. These locations connect to pressure-sensitive nerve clusters that, when stimulated slowly and consistently, shift a dog's nervous system into a genuine state of calm and safety. Research has found that when dogs were touched in these specific high-sensitivity areas, their stress hormone levels dropped measurably, their heart rate slowed, and they leaned in rather than away. Compare that to the top of the head, one of the least preferred contact zones for most dogs, and the first place almost every human reaches for, and the physiological difference in response is significant. Try this tonight. Sit with your dog. Start at the neck, not the head. Use slow, circular pressure. Watch what happens around their eyes and shoulders within 30 seconds. When you find the right spot with the right pressure, something happens in their face that is impossible to miss. The eyes go soft. The jaw loosens. The whole body settles. That is not just a pleasant moment. That is oxytocin, the bonding hormone, released in both of you at the same time. You are not just petting your dog. You are building a biological bridge that no treat or toy can replicate. When was the last time your dog got to stop and smell something for as long as they needed? Not 2 seconds before you tugged the leash, genuinely stopped, nose down, taking everything in at their own pace? If you cannot remember, you may be making one of the most consistently damaging mistakes in dog ownership without realizing it. Most owners believe a walk is primarily about exercise. Move the dog, burn some energy, get back home. And yes, physical movement matters. But for a dog, a walk is not a physical experience first. It is a mental and social one. A dog's nose processes the world at a scale that makes our own sensory experience look genuinely limited. When your dog stops at a patch of grass and investigates for 60 seconds, they are not wasting your time. They are reading. Processing who passed through, when, in what emotional state, whether anything has changed since yesterday. When you rush them past that, when you pull them away from every interesting thing on the street, multiple times per walk, every single day, you are cutting off their primary way of understanding the world. Research has found that dogs given meaningful opportunities for scent exploration during walks showed significantly lower stress-related behaviors at home, restlessness, excessive barking, destructive activity. The sniffing itself was what reduced the anxiety. Not the distance covered. Not the pace. The sniffing. Once or twice a week, change how you walk. Let your dog lead. Let them stop wherever they want for as long as they want. No route, no timeline, no agenda. follow their nose instead of directing it. What you notice afterward will be different from what you see after a fast-paced walk, not a tired dog, a fulfilled one. And that difference, once you learn to see it, tells you something important about what your dog has actually been needing all along. Have you ever called your dog's name and watched them completely ignore you? Not because they did not hear you. Not because they are being difficult. But because the way you said it carried nothing. Researchers studying how dogs process human speech found something that changes everything about this. Dogs use different parts of the brain to process the tone of your voice and the actual words you say, and a genuine sense of reward and connection only activates when both match. Praise words delivered in a flat, distracted tone register as a confused signal. Enthusiasm without meaningful content registers the same way. But genuine warmth delivered with words that consistently mean something to your dog, that lights up the reward center of their brain in a way that almost nothing else does. When you say their name in a rushed monotone while scrolling on your phone, your dog receives a mixed message. The word says one thing. Your energy says something completely different. The result is confusion, or quiet disengagement. The fix is not about talking more. It is about being present when you do. Short phrases, genuine warmth, real eye contact. Build a small vocabulary of connection words, not commands, just phrases that appear consistently in positive moments. The way you say their name when you are genuinely glad to see them. A specific phrase when you settle in together at the end of the day. Used consistently, with the same tone, in the same emotional state, those phrases become anchors. They tell your dog's nervous system, everything is safe, I see you, we are okay. That kind of vocal consistency is entirely free and requires almost no effort, and most owners never think to build it intentionally. When was the last time your dog had to do anything to earn their food? Not a complicated routine, anything at all that asked them to use their brain or their nose before eating. Dogs evolved as working animals. Every breed carries the neurological wiring of an animal designed to search, to problem solve, to find. A standard food bowl addresses the outcome of hunger without ever engaging the process that makes that outcome genuinely satisfying. The meal is over in under a minute. Nothing was discovered. Nothing was earned. Nothing required them to think. Research has found that dogs showing markedly more positive emotional indicators, relaxed body posture, sustained engagement, post-meal calm, when they had to work to access their food compared to when it was simply provided. The effort itself was the ingredient that changed the experience. And here is the part that matters most for the bond between you. When you are the one who presents the challenge, who scatters the food in the grass, who hides small portions around the house, who sets up something for your dog to work out, you become part of the satisfaction. Your dog does not only associate the food with hunger being resolved. They associate you with the deepest kind of fulfillment available to them. You stop being simply the person who fills the bowl. You become the source of an experience their brain was specifically built to seek. You do not need to buy anything. A handful of kibble scattered across the grass. A few pieces tucked inside a rolled towel. Small portions hidden in 3 spots around the house. A few times a week is enough. Watch how your dog looks at you afterward. That is what trust being built in real time looks like. This is the one we promised at the beginning. Next time you are home with your dog, not right after a walk, not during play, not when they are jumping for attention, find a quiet moment and get up from the sofa. Put your phone down. Sit on the floor. Do not call them over. Do not hold out a treat. Do not reach for them. Simply sit there, at their level, with nothing being asked of anyone. This sounds almost too simple to carry any real significance. But what happens next, if you give it enough time, will tell you more about your relationship with your dog than almost anything else can. Consider what your dog experiences every single day from a physical perspective. You are enormous. Every person in their life is enormous. When you move through the house, you move above them. When you touch them, your hand descends from above. In animal body language, presence from above carries an inherent weight, authority, pressure, a relationship that flows in one direction. Your dog accepts this completely because they love and trust you. But they have never once experienced you as a simple, equal presence at the same level in the same space with absolutely nothing being required. When you sit on the floor and wait, something in the room shifts. Your dog will notice. They may glance over from across the room. They may stand and look at you differently than they usually do. And then, if you stay still and stay calm, something happens that is genuinely different from every other kind of interaction you have with them. They come to you. Not bounding over for a treat. Not responding to a command. Slowly, deliberately, choosing to move into your space. They might sit a short distance away. They might rest their chin on your knee. They might simply lie down facing you with their eyes soft. That movement, the choice to come without being called, without food, without any external reason, is one of the most honest things your dog can do. It means they want to be near you. Not because of what you are offering. Because of who you are to them. Research into natural dog behavior consistently shows that dogs who experience regular low-pressure, non-demanding shared physical presence with their owners display stronger attachment patterns, lower baseline anxiety, and greater resilience across new and stressful situations. Not because of training or exercise. Because of quiet, unhurried time spent simply being together. That is what you are building when you sit on the floor. Not a cute moment. A foundation. A language between you and your dog that requires no tools, no expertise, no preparation. Just the willingness to come down to their world and stay there for a while, the right touch in the right places. Walks that feed their mind. A voice that is actually present. Food that makes you the source of something meaningful. And presence that asks for nothing in return. None of these cost money. None of them take significant time. But together, they build something that most owners spend years reaching for without ever knowing what is missing. Trust. Not the kind that comes from treats and commands. The kind that your dog gives freely when the person they love has learned to show up in the language they actually understand. Your dog has been ready to give you that since the very first day they looked up at you. Subscribe to Raffaloo. Remy has been waiting for you to sit on the floor. Paw prints.